Everything looks fine on the outside. Your life is moving. Days are full. People would say you're doing okay, and yet something feels missing. Not broken, not dramatic, just absent. You show up, you respond, you function, but it feels like you're watching yourself do it from a distance. There's no clear reason, no single moment where it started, just a quiet sense that you're here, but not fully in it. If you've been wondering why you feel disconnected, even though nothing is wrong, stay with this for a moment. There's more beneath this feeling than it seems. First, it's important to say this clearly. There is nothing wrong with you. Feeling absent doesn't mean you're broken. It doesn't mean you're ungrateful. It doesn't mean you're failing at life in some invisible way. This kind of distance often shows up quietly. It doesn't announce itself with pain or panic. It just settles in while you're busy surviving, adapting, keeping things moving. Many people carry this feeling for a long time without naming it. They assume it's laziness or boredom or something they should be able to snap out of. But this isn't a personal flaw. It's a human response. And you're allowed to be here without fixing anything yet. At some point, without noticing, life can shift into autopilot. You wake up, you move through the day, you answer messages, you complete what's expected, everything gets done. But you aren't really there for it. Autopilot isn't laziness, it's not indifference. It's what happens when life requires consistency more than awareness. When responsibilities stack up, presence becomes optional. So your mind learns to step back. It keeps you functional. It keeps things steady. Days start to blur together. Not because nothing is happening, but because nothing is being felt deeply enough to leave a mark. You might look back and struggle to remember yesterday clearly. Not from memory loss, from emotional distance. And the strange part is this: autopilot often looks like success from the outside. You're doing what needs to be done. You're coping. But inside, something quiet is happening. A gradual dimming of connection. Not gone, just paused. There are more layers to this feeling, and they matter. There's a quiet cost to always being fine. Not the kind of fine that feels good. The kind that keeps things smooth, the kind that avoids questions. When you say "I'm fine," often enough, you start saying it to yourself too. Emotions don't disappear when they aren't expressed. They just wait, they stack, they press inward. So instead of feeling overwhelmed, you feel distant. Instead of feeling tired, you feel blank. Being fine becomes a way to stay functional, to avoid burdening anyone, to avoid slowing down, and slowly, without meaning to, you trade presence for stability. You keep going, you hold it together, but the cost is subtle. Moments pass without landing. Conversations happen without depth. You're not empty, you're carrying more than you have space for. Absence isn't a lack of emotion. It's what happens when emotions have nowhere safe to go. And this still isn't the full picture. There's another layer underneath this one. Sometimes the absence doesn't feel heavy. It feels quiet, not sadness, not happiness. Just a muted version of everything. You might laugh, but it doesn't reach very far inside. You might enjoy something, but it fades quickly. Life keeps happening, and you're aware of it, but there's a thin layer of glass between you and the moment. This can be confusing, because nothing hurts enough to explain it, and nothing feels good enough to break through it. So you start to wonder if this is just how things are now, if this flatness is normal, if expecting more presence is unrealistic. But this quiet isn't emptiness, it's compression. It's what happens when your system turns the volume down because it's been carrying too much for too long. not as a punishment, not as a failure, as a way to keep you moving without falling apart. And if you stay with this feeling long enough, you might notice something important. This quiet didn't come from nowhere. It came from somewhere that mattered. This absence didn't appear to hurt you. It appeared to help you. At some point, being fully present may have felt like too much. Too many demands, too many expectations, too little room to pause. So your mind found a way to soften things, not by shutting down completely, but by stepping back just enough. Distance became a form of protection, a way to keep functioning without being overwhelmed. When emotions stayed close to the surface, they may have interfered with what you had to do, so they were gently pushed down, not erased, just postponed. This is why forcing yourself to feel more rarely works. Your system learned this pattern for a reason. Absence isn't weakness, it's adaptation. And adaptations don't disappear just because life looks calmer now. They linger until safety is felt, not logically proven. So if you've been frustrated with yourself for not snapping back into presence, it might help to see this differently. This distance was once a solution, and part of you still trusts it. There's more to understand before anything changes, and we're not rushing there. One of the hardest parts about this feeling is how long it stays. There's no clear moment when you're supposed to come back to yourself. No signal that says now it's safe. No instruction for returning. So the absence remains. It becomes familiar, predictable, quietly stable. Even when life slows down, even when things improve, your system doesn't immediately change its settings, because this distance isn't responding to your current circumstances. It's responding to a pattern. It learned that staying slightly removed kept things manageable, so it keeps doing that, not out of stubbornness, out of consistency. You might tell yourself you should feel more by now, that enough time has passed, that others would be fine in your place. But this isn't about timelines, and it's not about missing your chance to feel alive again. Nothing has closed. Nothing has been lost. This state feels permanent only because it's been quiet for so long, and quiet things are easy to mistake for endings. If this feeling has been hard to explain, that's not because it's rare. Many people move through their days like this, present enough to function, distant enough to stay steady. They don't talk about it much because it sounds vague, because it doesn't feel dramatic enough to deserve attention. But this quiet absence is shared, even if it feels private. If you're listening to this and recognizing yourself, you're not behind. You're not alone in it. There's nothing you need to prove here. No realization you're supposed to have right now. Just the simple truth that someone else understands this space. And we're almost at the part where things can rest a little more. Even if you feel distant from yourself, you are still here. Nothing essential has gone missing. Nothing about you has disappeared beyond reach. This absence isn't a void. It's a pause, a holding pattern that kept you moving when feeling everything wasn't possible. You don't have to force your way back into presence. You don't have to suddenly feel more or prove that you're okay. Awareness is already a kind of return, not a dramatic one, just a quiet shift toward yourself. You can move slowly here, at your own pace, without pressure to be different than you are right now. If today all you can do is notice that you feel absent, that's enough. You're not late, you're not broken, and you're not fading away. You're still here. And that matters more than it might feel right now.